downloadable content,
microtransactions,
DRM,
pre-order DLC,
dislike content, blind, stupid fucking fanboyism.
What's up, gamers? Welcome to Gamer Rant, and let's just fucking get this shit rolling, shall we? Alright? So, Days Gone is basically kind of like this, I'm gonna refer to it as the next No Man's Sky. Now, the reason why I'm referring to it as like the next No Man's Sky is not because I expect it to be a massive failure like No Man's Sky. It's just there's a lot of hype surrounding it, kind of like there was with No Man's Sky, Sea of Thieves, Fallout 76, so on and such forth, and what we ultimately learned from those three games is they were relatively disappointing. So, the one thing that I want to talk about is that, of course, there's been an official release announcement of a definite day one patch. Now, if you're familiar with Gamer Rant, I don't care for day one patches. I think it's very lazy. And, I mean, we have plenty of fucking examples out there in the gaming industry, both good and bad, that prove why motherfucking developers should take the time, really bug test their game, and publishers should be fucking patient and not have the developers rush a fucking product that's going to require any kind of patches or anything of that nature. To this day in modern gaming, I still wait for a developer and publisher that doesn't have their head up their ass, isn't fucking lazy, and actually does their fucking job and doesn't get greedy with fucking money and decide to release a game that's going to require a day one patch. Especially if we're talking like in the instance of like Fallout 76 is an example, which had like an almost 50 gigabyte, not really a day one patch, but later they had a 50 gigabyte patch for that pile of shit game. And you know, if you're not questioning the quality of your game, and I think this is what people need to understand, that there's an inherent difference between what we would call a good game, a bad game, and the quality of both of those types of games. Skyrim is a relatively popular game. It was back in the day, still is today. People still mod it, so on and such forth. But quality-wise, it's on a level equal to Fallout 76. Because when you look at the quality of Fallout 76, it's pretty fucking poor, alright? A lot poorer than fucking Skyrim in any motherfucker's book, alright? But the point is that Skyrim is still a poor quality game because of the lack of commitment and actually doing your fucking job. You see, what a lot of people fail to realize is that everyone wants to say video games is an art form. Alright, I get that. I could agree with that. But when you're going to release so-called art that is incomplete, requires a day one update, so on and such forth, that's no longer art. You're literally getting down into the nitty-gritty of a basic product. And the irony from that is most products don't require an update day one in order to do something in it. It's relatively retarded. It'd be like if instead of buying comic books, like at a comic book store, you had like a magazine subscription type thing to them, but you would get the magazines day one, and then you find out that, oh hey, there's an update for this magazine, so the comic book you have is now outdated. We're gonna send you the new one in the motherfucking mail. That's basically the equivalent to video games in this modern age, except you have to wait for the download. Or if we have a game similar to like Skyrim, or even worse, Fallout 76, No Man's Sky, well now you gotta wait for the fucking developers to fix their original fuck up mistake and release updates for it. And that's not what we should be dealing with in this modern age of gaming. And unfortunately, we continue to be infested with day one updates. The article also talks about the size of Days Gone. I don't really care about the file size of it. I mean, most modern games are relatively big. Basically, if you plan on getting it digitally, it's roughly estimated at like 67 gigabytes. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about, which I think is negative, And I'm gonna give you some examples: Fallout 76, No Man's Sky, even Sea of Thieves. Granted, they've all been controversial in their own way in the gaming community, and of course, there's been people on various different sides. L1 Games is a gamer who enjoyed the game as it was when it came out. Mostly, I believe it's because he didn't follow, not really the hype, he just really didn't follow the inherent game. I myself didn't feed into the hype. I recently found out about the game 2 weeks before it was supposed to be released, and I saw a trailer, went out, got it, and then I made a video like, oh, it'd be cool if this was in the game and this was in the game. So I liked the game at the time, and then I found out someone commented on that video, so, well, that was all supposed to be in the game. And that's when, well, my opinion on the game changed to where I didn't really inherently care for it. But, so, Days Gone PS4 review, because it's an exclusive to the PS4. Bad news for PlayStation fans ahead of release date. So, with the Days Gone release date almost upon us, fans are waiting for the first review scores to drop. Days Gone has an April 26th release date, exclusive for the PS4, but that's bad news for fans ahead of launch because the reviews won't go live until the day before release. So literally the day before release is when PlayStation and or the developers / publishers are saying that this is when it's okay to start publishing reviews. And to me, that's fucking bullshit within of itself. I mean, that's on the level of arrogance, and it does make me question the validity of the game. I'm not inherently saying that the game is going to be a complete failure like the 3 games I have mentioned, and even then they're not complete failures. 2 of them have been constantly updated. We're referring to No Man's Sky and even Sea of Thieves. And 1, who knows what the fuck the developers are deciding to do with it. Bethesda still has their head up their ass. There's all kinds of controversy still surrounding that piece of shit pile of fucking game. And once again, this is a problem because those are just a few examples. And, you know, I don't really think, to me, it's almost as if the developers and publishers are scared, as if something is so much wrong with their game that they can't handle reviews before a week or 2 weeks before the game is supposed to be out, to actually give their consumers time to read reviews, watch videos, and decide whether or not they actually want to get the game. Whether they go and they cancel their pre-order, whatever the case may be. But they're not inherently doing that because at the end of the day, it's not about the quality of the product, and it's not really about them treating their customers like actual individuals, because, you know, what a lot of people fail to realize is the very people, these corporate dicks, are also people, but yet they themselves fail to treat people like people. All right? And so those are the 2 controversial things that are not real big right now, but I just wanted to give you my opinion on, all right? Personally, most of my subscribers know that I do not care for day 1 updates. I think it's fucking lazy. There is absolutely no excuse whatsoever. I've had individuals say that it's an actual good thing in this modern age of gaming, and I say, no, it is not. Go back in time, and I want you to name any game or games that is completely broken because of a bug or glitch that is still in it because there's no way to update it. Go ahead. Tell me that game that is completely broken from the past that nobody can physically play. I guarantee you, you're not going to have it. And that's because most bugs and glitches are relatively minor. And if there were so-called game-breaking bugs, they weren't inherently that bad. So you're basically allowing these developers and publishers to have a crutch, the internet, so that they can do their job fucking later because they don't want to miss the deadline, because it all comes down to money. It doesn't come down to a quality product. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form. Definitely hoping that Days Gone is not going to be like any of the 3 games that I mentioned, even with a day 1 update, so on and such forth. I think it's complete bullshit that they're hiding this whole review bullshit until the day before. That's on the level of Electronic Arts and current Bethesda thinking right there, all right? And that's bullshit within of itself. Hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form. And remember, gamers, if you're not voicing your thoughts and concerns about the bullshit in gaming today, you just might be a part of the motherfucking problem. And hopefully you like this recording a little bit better. I'm not really sure. My lighting, I usually use the natural lighting from the windows and whatnot. This is my GoPro. If you look at my previous videos, they're actually with a Logitech webcam that you can use like a camera. So hopefully this recording is a little bit better. You can let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.